Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is a recap of Survivor Season 35, Episodes 10 and 11. Buy one, get one free. Well, this was a 2-hour episode, so I'm going to try to be brief because I don't want this recap to be just as long as the show. But there is a lot to cover. This was a good 2-hour episode. So much happened and it was pretty exciting. So let's get right into it. Starting this show where we left off last time, where Mike made that crazy move and he played his idol, but it didn't really matter anyway because they all voted for Cole. So back at camp now, people are asking him why he did that. What was the plan? What was he talking about? And basically, he just screwed up. He keeps trying to convince himself that it was a good move, but it wasn't. He used up his idol for no good reason, and I think he's just trying to make himself feel better about it. We start off with a reward challenge, and it's cheeseburgers and fries and all kinds of stuff, and Lauren wins, and she gets to pick someone to go with her. She picks Devin, and then she gets to pick another person. So she picks Ben, and then she gets one more, and she picks Ashley. So they go off on a seaplane, and then they're I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere like devouring cheeseburgers, and Lauren has a plan. I don't know how long she's been thinking about it or what, but her winning this challenge played right into her hands. She handpicked these people specifically because she wanted to talk strategy with them. So these 4 players are of the Alliance of 7 that are all against Dr. Mike and Joe. Back at camp, Ryan and Chrissy are holding a board meeting of the evil empire. They feel pretty good about the 7 sticking together and getting out Joe and Dr. Mike next. And then when it's down to 7, what do they want to do? Well, Ryan says 7 would be Ben, 6 Lauren, and Chrissy's like, 100%. She is 100% on board with that. That's exactly what she was thinking too. Which is all the more reason why it was good that Lauren has ideas of her own. Back over to the reward winners. After their cheeseburgers, Lauren wants to talk strategy, and she says, it is not realistic for us to think that the 7 will stay strong, and Chrissy and Ryan are running this whole show, blah, blah, blah. And they all agree, and she said, I think the 4 of us need to make a big move. We need to share information with each other, stick together, and get out either Chrissy, Ryan, or JP, who she thinks is running the whole show. Right away, Devin's on board, and he said, okay, yeah, I know that Ryan has an idol. And did you guys notice how cute Devin is? He's really cute. Then Lauren tells the group that she has that advantage where she has 2 votes. So Ashley, she goes, okay, well, I'm not in on anything. I don't have any information to share with you guys, but I am in. I am liking this foursome. Devin's like, can we just lock in us 4? And they're like, yep. And they clink their beer bottles. And it all seems so perfect. And that's what's got me worried. Oh, and also they got all blubbery reading letters from home. Back at camp, Ben finds a hidden immunity idol and decides not to tell anybody about it. That's some weird timing because your new alliance of 4 just agreed to tell each other everything. But I don't think it's a bad move. In fact, why doesn't everybody who has ever seen this show understand that you need to keep that information to yourself? Now we have the immunity challenge, and this is an endurance challenge where they have to balance on something out in the water. But before they begin, there's a temptation. Jeff says if you feel safe, you don't have to do this challenge, and you can just sit here and share in this giant bowl of chocolate and peanut butter. So Devin, Lauren, and Ben all decide to sit out and eat that bowl of chocolate. I don't think it's ever a good idea to sit out a challenge because I just think that makes others suspicious of you. Anyway, of the new 4, Ashley is the only one who decides to do the challenge and not eat the chocolate. And she wins immunity. So back at camp, the Alliance of 7 is talking strategy. Now, Chrissy and Ryan and JP, of course, don't know that the other 4 have this new secret thing. The 7 are talking strategy about who should go next. Should it be Joe or Dr. Mike? And now that Dr. Mike's getting all squirrely, they don't really care, because somehow he has made Joe seem less annoying. And as they're all standing there, I'm thinking, there's only 6 people. Who's missing? That would be JP. Honest to God, this guy, it is time to send out an Amber Alert, because I think he wanders off the island periodically. When we're down to just like 10, 9 people, something like that, you know who everybody is. But this guy is a ghost. Somebody really needs to go check on him. I mean, that guy goes episodes without saying a word, and he's barely even on camera. Hey, remember the power couple from like episode 1 and 2? That was Ashley and JP? Whatever happened to that? Granted, JP has been ghosting everyone, but I don't think Ashley even makes eye contact with him. I've never seen the 2 of them have a conversation since like episode 1, when Crazy Alan made JP do a strip down to prove he didn't have an idol. Remember that? Anyway, since no one of the 7 really cares who goes first, Chrissy thinks it would kind of be fun to send Dr. Mike home first and keep Joe to the end. So they agree that the 3 girls will vote for Joe and the 4 guys will vote for Dr. Mike. But of course, we know that the new 4 friends are planning to blindside Chrissy, Ryan, or JP and align themselves, at least temporarily, with Joe and Mike to get out one of them. Devin comes up with this plan to have Ben vote with Chrissy and Ryan and JP and act as though he is also being blindsided by this big move that's going to come at the tribal council. That way, they won't think he's in on it, and he can sort of infiltrate their camp and be a double agent. I've never seen that move done quite that way before. I thought it was a pretty good idea because they all know that Ryan has an idol, and that way maybe he would confide in Ben and let him know when he's going to play it or when he isn't going to play it, that kind of thing. So it's sort of like having eyes and ears in the enemy camp. Also, they don't want Joe and Dr. Mike to know that Ben is part of the 4. So Lauren and Ashley actually go talk to Joe and Dr. Mike. They tell them that they're not going to go home tonight and that they want to work with them. So Joe's thinking this is great because now he's in an alliance of 5 and Ben will be on the outs. But of course, we know Ben is a double agent. So they agree, of course, because what's their option? To say no and then just get picked off in the next 2 tribal councils. So it's tribal council time, and we still have not been told who the 4 are going to target, whether it's Ryan, JP, or Chrissy. So off we go to tribal council. Lauren makes some comment about being one step ahead of Chrissy and Ryan, and that scares me, and I hope that isn't her demise. I hate when the players that I like get cocky, because that is never a good sign. Well, they all go to vote and the blind side worked. The only problem? They voted out JP. JP is only a part-time player anyway. I don't know why they thought he was a threat. I mean, I guess challenge-wise, but he's no mental giant. And he's certainly not a strategist. I've never seen JP strategize with anybody, ever. He's not even there when decisions are made. I don't even know when they tell JP who to vote for. That doesn't even make it on camera. Anyway, JP is gone, and it is a little satisfying to see the shocked look on Chrissy and Ryan's faces, I suppose. But I still think Chrissy's probably the bigger all-around threat. Now, Ben is supposed to be acting like he was blindsided too. Let's just say he's not going to be winning any Academy Awards anytime soon. The best he can muster is like looking at Ryan and going, but he doesn't seem shocked. Ryan and Chrissy are stunned. And Ben is just kind of acting like, I didn't see that coming. Okay. But they do definitely think that Ben is still on their side because he voted with them and because Joe, who is running his mouth back at camp now, acting like the whole thing was his idea and he's some sort of a genius, that's just helping to play into Ben's role of being like he was blindsided too. And it's interesting too because Ben was their number one person to get out once they got down to 7. The next day, Devin and Ben are talking privately together, and Devin is saying just one more vote. Either they're going to get out Joe or Chrissy, and then Ben doesn't have to hide anymore that he's on their team. Ben said something like, well, we have enough votes now because Lauren's got that extra vote. And Devin's like, oh, yeah. But anyway, now Devin's kind of acting cocky, and I hate that. It scares me. Whenever anyone starts to believe their own hype, it's usually the kiss of death. So I do wish that everyone would just chill. Next is the reward challenge, and it is a spa day with chicken wraps and I don't know, whatever, a bunch of other stuff. They get to shower and all that kind of thing, use real soap. It's broken up into 2 teams randomly. It's Lauren, Ryan, Dr. Mike, and Chrissy on one team, and Ashley, Devin, Ben, and Joe on the other team. Team with Ashley, Ben, Devin, and Joe win that challenge and they get to have their spa day. While the other 2 are in the showers, Devin and Ashley are talking about their big move. Now, Ashley says something really cocky, and it's like, settle down, everybody. You didn't discover a cure for cancer. You made a good move, but chill. I mean, you need to bring it down. Okay? Back at camp for the team that didn't win, Chrissy and Ryan are scrambling. I mean, I don't blame them. They should. It's just kind of demeaning the way they're talking to Dr. Mike and Lauren, like they wouldn't be able to see through it. I mean, Ryan is telling Dr. Mike, I've always wanted to work with you. And Dr. Mike is like, no, you haven't. I've approached you several times and you never wanted to work with me. And he goes, well, I mean, things change. Yeah, things change. Now you're at the bottom of the barrel. And Chrissy's talking to Lauren and trying to tell her, this is crazy. I don't know if Ryan told you this or not, but he and I were talking and we really wanted you to go to the final 3 with us. Lauren's like, they're not stupid. Ryan and Chrissy are clearly depressed. They are just kind of moping around. The shock is wearing off, and now they're realizing that they aren't running this game the way they have been for a long time, building up until now to where they felt comfortable as, king and queen. And then they just got dethroned, and it hurts. Now we have the immunity challenge, and Chrissy wins, and she needed to. So back at camp, Ryan and Ben are acting nervous. Well, Ryan's not acting. Ben is. And Chrissy says to Ben, I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's going to be you that goes. And Ben's like, yeah, you're probably right. And Ryan said, I don't know if I'm going to use my idol or not. And Ben said, you should. If I were you, I would. It was silly for Ryan to even say he might not use it. Why would Ryan not use it? Chrissy's got the immunity necklace on. She's not giving that to anybody else. It would only be between him and Ben. There's no way under those circumstances I would think I was safe enough to not use an idol. The fake 5 are talking and strategizing about who to get out. So Devin comes up with this plan and tells everybody that he, Joe, and Mike should all vote for Ben, and that Ashley and Lauren's extra vote will vote for Ryan. And then it will be a tie, or if Ryan uses the idol, then Ben goes home. Joe and Mike are like, yeah, that's a good plan. And yes, Ben needs to go because Ben is dangerous and Ben will win this thing if you bring him too far. That's not really the plan though, because now that Chrissy has the necklace on, the plan is to get Joe out. Lauren and Ashley are now talking what Dr. Mike said got in their heads. They would be foolish to take him to the Final Four with them. So they start thinking, maybe we actually really should get Ben out now. Ashley goes to talk to Devin about it, and Devin's like, no, really? Should we? And they get him to start thinking now too. Oh my God. You four need to slow your roll. You made one good move, a big blindside, and you are drunk with power right now. It is going to fall apart. You just solidified a group of four. You broke out of the tyranny of Ryan and Chrissy running everything, and now you're talking about splitting that all up immediately? Anyway, off we go to tribal council, and the jury members come out, and I was thinking to myself, you know, the best thing about voting out JP is at least we can keep track of him now. There's a little back and forth going on about alliances and sticking together, and, you know, you seven thought you were so smart, but there was a crack in it, and now it's the five of us, and Joe's pretty cocky, and Ryan said, what makes you think the alliance of five is so tight? That's just exactly what you told us when we were seven. Anyway, the votes are in, and hallelujah, Joe is voted out. Finally. Joe could have won this whole thing if you didn't get him out. I just think he's been in long enough. I'm happy that he went. Again, it blindsided some people, like Dr. Mike, who didn't see that coming. Joe, of course, didn't see that coming. Oh, I forgot to say, Ryan played his idol. So they not only flushed out Ryan's idol, but they also got Joe out. And Chrissy was not happy. Her face showed that she realized that Ben voted with the others. Anyway, that was a whirlwind. A lot happened in this 2 hours. It was pretty exciting. All right, thank you so much for joining me. So please come on back every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of Survivor. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please give me a big thumbs up if you liked this video. And don't forget to comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.